Hey, good afternoon. This is Coach Bill with Weight Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a beautiful, great Saturday afternoon. The weather report here in Temecula, California is absolutely gorgeous. Looks like we're going to get some cool weather coming up here pretty soon, guys. Hey guys, I wanted to get on today because it seems now that a lot of people out there are struggling on losing their weight. They're having a hard time figuring out, okay, what am I doing wrong? Why am I having such a hard time losing weight? I'll lose weight and then all of a sudden it'll stop and then I'm gaining weight back. Or I go on the internet, I Google weight loss, what's the best program to follow? I follow that program, it works great for a little while, then all of a sudden it plateaus out and it actually you gain the weight back. And people want to know, it's just a never-ending cycle. Those of you that have struggled with your weight, or those of you that have lost weight in the past and you've put it all back on and more, that's a normal struggle, and it's going to keep happening. I mean, and here in the United States, we're actually one of the fattest countries in the world, and that's because people don't understand or don't realize why can't they keep the weight off for long term. And guys, over these few years, Emily and I have been in the industry for over 35 years, but we've been doing a lot of research on the 3 protocols that we offer on our 90-day online personal coaching. Guys, also, just before I keep going, those of you that are watching this on Facebook, when this is over, go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, hit that bell, and you'll get some new videos that I'll be coming out in the next few weeks. But getting back on the topic of the 2 common reasons why you are struggling with your weight. And like I said, Emily and I have been doing some research for the last, I bet you 2 or 3 years now, on the 3 different protocols that we offer. And we have found that there's a few main reasons why people have actually are having a hard time losing that weight, and the reasons seem to be escalating as we add more people to our 90-day personal coaching, and as we evaluate their issues. It may not be weight loss, it could be because they have type 2 diabetes or some other medical issues, but the reasons basically are all the same. And what we have learned is that the people that aren't successful long term, or aren't successful losing that weight, or have lost the weight but gained it all back, there's a couple common reasons why. And well, we have now realized that there are other reasons. Yes, there absolutely is, but these 2 particular ones seem to be the most prominent so far that I am seeing. And what those are is that you guys that follow me, you guys know I preach all the time about one of the reasons why people cannot lose weight is because of imbalanced hormones. You guys heard me talk about that over and over and over again. That is a root cause. That is a major root cause. That is one of the top common reasons why most of you are having a hard time losing weight, or why you're gaining the weight, because your hormones are imbalanced. You've lost control of the hormone that is actually designed to store fat. Well, you don't know that because you're not being told, okay? You're not being told the root cause. But the other issue I'm seeing, or the common reasons why people are having a rough time, and this is something that most of you may not know or don't know. I'm going to be honest. 3 or 4 years ago, I didn't know either. It's taken me this long, and the research that I'm doing and the people that I'm working with, that this particular common reason seems to be on the top of that list. And most of you don't even know you have it, and you've heard me talk about it. It's called a fatty liver. Guys, most of the American public out there, they don't even know they have a fatty liver. And how do you know? Is because there's the symptoms. You don't have a symptom of it. The symptom basically is you can't lose the weight, or you're having a hard time, or you're gaining weight. That is the symptoms of a fatty liver. Now, how do you check for a fatty liver? Well, you check by doing an ultrasound. And what a fatty liver is, and how they know you have a fatty liver, is because the liver is enlarged. And so I've gone high tech here, guys. I'm actually got some notes here, and I'm actually using my computer, which is not normal for me, but I wanted to stay on track. And so the two hormones, guys, these are the two critical hormones. The first one is imbalanced hormones, is the insulin. Your insulin levels are way too high, which means that you're a carboholic and you're overeating carbohydrates, causing your insulin to stay up too high because you're converting the carbohydrates into sugar. That's the issue right there. Number two is the fatty liver. Guys, this is critical. You are not going to get into a state of fat burning unless you reverse the fatty liver. I've seen this over and over and over again when we're monitoring fat burning with my clients. See, that's the other thing, guys. If you're not monitoring, if you're actually in fat burning, then you're just wasting your time. And so what I have learned is that we're trying to get people into ketosis. That is basically, ketosis is when you're burning your body fat that you want to burn anyway, and you're not burning your carbohydrate or glucose because you're on a low carb diet. We do an 80% good high fat, 50% low protein, and 5% low carbs. Well, because you've ran out of carbs to burn as fuel to operate throughout the day, your body has switched over to fat, which it wants to anyway, and now you're burning the body fat that you want to burn off anyway. Well, by doing that, you're putting yourself in what they call ketosis, which is fat burning. Well, the problem is that if you have a fatty liver, you're not going to get into ketosis. So you're not going to be burning fat. You have to reverse that. Well, how do you do that? You have to cut your carbohydrates down low. You have to stop eating every 2 hours. And you have to be put on a schedule of not only changing your meal plan to a higher good fat, but also to time eating to keep you into ketosis much longer so that you will burn that body fat. But if you got a fatty liver, doesn't happen. What we do, we monitor our clients by seeing if they're in fat burning. We have two types. We got the ketone strips, which we start off easy at the simple way, and then we jump to the actual blood ketone meter to make sure that we're actually in ketosis. Well, what happens is people that have a fatty liver, or if you've been overweight 25, 30 pounds for a long period of time, you most likely have a fatty liver. And so, and like I said, most of you don't even know if you have a fatty liver or not. Now, fatty liver over a long period of time can cause major issue like cancer eventually, especially when you're obese, if you're over 50 pounds or 100 pounds or so forth. And so, how long does it take to reverse a fatty liver? It depends. That's why we have to monitor it. I've had some clients that's taken 5, 6, 7 days. I've had some clients that have gone into ketosis in 8 days. I've had some clients that went into ketosis in 2 weeks. It just depends how severe or what stage your fatty liver is. And so, as I'm going down my notes here, you guys, you have to understand that no type of exercising or no type of Western diet is going to reverse a fatty liver. I mean, you can do all the exercising in the world. If you don't control the root cause of why your insulin or why your glucose levels are so high, or why you have a fatty liver, all that's just a waste of time. You guys, you have to get those two things under control right off the bat. And there is a specific way of doing it. You don't just stop eating the Western diet, or you don't just change your diets automatically right to a higher fat diet, because your body's not used to it yet. You have to go through steps to do it. Your body does not know how to use that stored body fat you have. You will run into issues if you try to do it on your own. That's why Emily and I came up with this 90-day online coaching, is to walk you through the procedure on turning your body into an actual fat burning machine and switching it over from burning the carbohydrates that you're eating to burning fat. And so we talked about the number one, which is insulin. We got to get that under control. So when your insulin levels or your glucose levels are too high over long periods of time, your body's going to store fat automatically. Okay? But not only is your body going to store fat, because your insulin, you have an imbalanced hormone of insulin, and your glucose levels are high, it's going to affect other hormones that are also going to cause you to have appetite. It's going to cause you to crave sugar. It's going to cause you to crave starchy foods. And so by your insulin, by controlling that insulin level, you're going to actually control the hormones that are giving you that appetite, and eventually you're not going to have the cravings of starchy foods or sugars. It's just a way the body works. The other thing is that you've got to get control of your liver. You got to reverse the liver, and you have to change your eating habits. That's the only way you're going to. There's no medication. No medication that's going to reverse the fatty liver, guys. You have to change your lifestyle. You've got to change your eating habits. You got to change the way you've been programmed to eat all these years. And you have to do it right. Most people, when they go on a ketogenic diet or an anti-inflammatory diet that we call it, which is a higher fat diet, which is to reverse the fatty liver, most of them fail. And why is that? It's because they do it wrong. A ketogenic diet, guys, is not a high protein diet. That's wrong. Too much protein in one sitting is going to add body fat to what you're trying to lose. You can't do that. You got to walk through it slowly, guys. And so you got to take control of that. You got to have some guidance on how to do all that. Okay? And so I don't know. I mean, it's just amazing that with all the research out there and all the scientific research, and there's actually some really good weight loss gurus or coaches that are on the YouTube that are actually pushing the same protocols that I am, but yet so many of you don't know it, and so many medical professionals and coaches and trainers, they don't take the initiative to educate themselves on the real science of how to lose weight safely and how to lose it long term, and they don't go after the actual root cause. It's sad because their client, they're not doing their client any just. So guys, I just wanted to put this video together to try to reinforce what Emily and I have been preaching about all these years and all these videos that we do, that you don't get these two hormones, or you don't get these two common reasons: insulin, imbalanced hormone, insulin, and the fatty liver, then you are really going to have a rough time, and you're going to get discouraged, you're going to struggle, and you're not going to get the results that you really want to see. So you know what? Message me, look at I'll send you the information. Let's do it right, because after the 90 days is over, you go on your own. You'll be educated enough to know what you need to eat every single day. And what's really cool is you're going to learn the science behind all three of the protocols. And besides that, you're going to naturally recharge, or you're going to activate a mechanism in your body that's going to keep you from having those starchy carb cravings or those sugar cravings. Because you have a hormone, you control the one hormone that is causing the other hormones to fly out of, to go out of whack. So guys, hope you saw some value in that. One other tip I have for you, this is from Coach Bill, is those of you that are actually doing my 90-day online coaching, and we've got you at a point now where your GKI, which is your GKI monitoring, your ratio is down to where we want it, to where you're in fat burning 24 hours a day. And there's a way, guys, this is how I like to break my fast. So one of the biggest issues I'm seeing out there is when somebody's doing intermittent fasting, especially if they're doing a prolonged fasting, which they're going 24 hours, 40 hours, 72 hours. When they come off their fast, it seems like they overeat and they stuff themselves and they feel like crap. Or even if you're if you're doing an 18-hour fast or a 20-hour fast, the same exact thing happens. They tend to eat way too much and stuff themselves. This is a tip from me on how to get past overeating when you're coming off of intermittent fasting or a prolonged fast. And this is how I have my clients doing it, is that, okay, say for example for Emily and I, our intermittent fasting protocol is 18 hours or a 20-hour. So we do an 18-hour fasting, we have a 6-hour window to eat our foods. If we do a 20-hour fast, we have a 4-hour window. So we mainly have maybe 2 meals a day. Okay, for example, our last meal will be 6 o'clock at night. That's it. After that, I have 0 calories. I just have black coffee or water with my sea salt. Water with the sea salt. When you're drinking enough water and you're replacing the glucose into your body, not the glucose, the electrolytes back into your body, it also controls a hormone that increases your appetite. So it's very, very important that while you're fasting, you're consuming the right kind of water. And that's why we focus on drinking hydrogen-rich water, because it does hydrate the cells at the cellular level much more efficiently than any other water on the planet. By adding the sea salt to it, you're adding more electrolytes. So that's going to depress the appetite, and that's going to keep those hunger waves away. But the biggest thing is, okay, so my last meal is at 6 at night. The next day, my next meal isn't scheduled to be around 12. So what I do is I'll have what I call a fat coffee. I'll have some black coffee with some type of good fat in it. I'll have coconut milk in it. I'll have real pasture-raised butter in it. Sometimes I do half and half. Mostly or MCT oil. Mostly I do MCT oil. Actually, I do MCT oil. I do the real butter, pasture-raised, and coconut milk. Those are the 3. I change it up. Well, if you have a 8 to 10 ounce cup of black coffee and you put in a tablespoon of MCT oil or 2 tablespoons of coconut milk or a tablespoon of butter, what's that going to do to your appetite? Bingo! Because of the high fat in that coffee, it's going to cause you to be hungry. So by an hour, then we will eat our main meal, our solid meal, and after an hour after that keto coffee or that fat coffee, and I'm not hungry. I'm not that hungry, so it keeps me from overeating. So if you continually do that consistently over and over and over, what does that mean? Is your body going to get used to that? Absolutely. Does it create a habit? Absolutely. So you no longer have that. Now, can you imagine if you did that for 6 months to 12 months to a year? You've controlled, you're no longer a slave to food. That's the bottom line. The 3 protocols that we offer in our 90-day online personal coaching will get you away from being a slave of food. That is so cool. Now, do we still enjoy our comfort foods every so often? Absolutely. We can. I did last night with my son. Am I worried about being out of fat adaptation? No, I'm right back in it in 6 to 8 hours. I've been doing this a long time. Okay, so guys, hope you guys saw some value in this. If you have any question, message me. If you want to know more about our 90-day online personal coaching, go ahead and message me also. But go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it. Hit that bell for more new videos. Those of you that are watching this on YouTube, hit that bell. You'll get more videos. Hope you guys have a great Saturday afternoon. See you at the next video. Bye.